Hello, everyone. And this opportunity, we are going to share a macro teaching about reading skill. And we are using the Touchstone book, English book 1. And the unit is looking back, unit 11, looking back. And we are going to talk about the lesson that is a funny thing happened. And we are going to start the class with a warm-up. And in this warm-up, we are going to study a previous, this is about a previous topic that we already studied in class. Okay, we are going to start. Hello, guys. How are you?
Hello, Miss. Good morning. I'm fine. And you?
Fine, too. Okay, today we are going to start a new lesson. But before to start with the lesson that is about a funny thing happened. This is the lesson that we are going to study today. We are going to
That's
start with
Unit
a
11.
warm-up. Yes. And we are going to start with a warm-up. And I hope that you remember the previous content that we studied. Can somebody tell me the last lesson that we were studying?
I remember the lesson was about listening, but I don't remember the name of the lesson.
If you remember, we were studying the frequency adverbs.
Adverbs. Yeah, frequency adverbs.
Okay. And
Right.
we are going to start. Okay. And I'm going to explain you and what is the warm-up about. Okay, here we have the frequency adverbs. You remember we were talking about always, sometimes, usually, never, and often. And we are going to start. This is a random wheel. And you are going to have the opportunity to answer a question. And if you see here, we have a question that it says, how often do you? And here we have some options. And you are going to use one of the frequency adverbs that we were studying the last class, right? As I mentioned. And who wants to start? Some volunteers?
Yeah, me, teacher. No problem.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to spin it, and then we are going to see what is your option. Okay. Okay, Andres, how often do you have coffee for breakfast? Remember that you're going to use frequency adverbs to answer, right?
I always have coffee for breakfast. Always, every day. I love coffee.
I can see that if you say that always. Okay.
Yeah.
And we are going to continue. And who wants to continue?
Ask me.
Okay.
No ask me.
Okay, we are going to. Almost the same. Okay. How often do you do the homework?
I sometimes do my homework. Well, I always do my homework, but hardly ever do it in the on time.
Okay. Thank you very much, and perfect. You use one of the frequency adverbs that I didn't mention at the beginning of
I
the
remember.
Yes, that's right. Okay, thank you for your participation. And I don't know if Alvaro is there.
Oh, I think he is in the bathroom. In the bathroom, but ask me again. No
Okay,
problem.
okay. How often do you have lunch with your family?
Mm,
Try to use another frequency adverse, please.
sometimes, sometimes have lunch with my family because uh, they work just on Sunday. On Sundays,
They be at
we
home.
can
They
we
were.
can have the lunch. We can have lunch together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And the last one, Carlos, can you help me with this one, please?
Yeah. No problem.
Okay. The same. Well, Carlos, how
If
often do you do the homework?
if you want, teacher, I can answer the last one. Watch TV. How often do you watch TV?
Okay,
Because that
okay, great.
question asked to Andres
Yes,
before.
yes, we have watched TV and also this one got
Okay.
up late. Okay, you can select.
Yeah, yeah. But I can answer both of them. No problem.
Okay. How
Uh,
often do you watch TV?
how often? I sometimes no. I usually watch TV when I take
Okay, yeah.
my meal.
Okay. And I can see
And
that you want to do the other one, right? How often
yeah,
do you get up late?
eh,
Never or
uh, never,
always?
never, never, never,
Okay, try
never get up
to
late
say the
because I have
sentence,
to go
a
to work.
complete sentence.
I never get up late because I
Okay,
have to work.
well, that's why. Okay, we are going to start here. And thank you very much for your participation. And if you see, this were one of the frequency outbursts that we were studying in this class. Okay, we are going to start
Okay.
with the lesson. The lesson is, the name is A Funny Thing Happened. And we are going to talk about, in this lesson, we are going to talk about some funny stories. And also we are going to, um, the stories are going to be in past tense, right? And
Yeah.
if you remember, also we were studying in the previous class, well, we were studying past tense, right? Regulars and
Yeah.
irregular verbs. Okay, we are going to start. I don't know if, well, I'm going to ask a question. Do you ever read the letters
Okay.
people send into magazines? Can somebody
Uh,
answer
I
this?
remember, Miss, when I got cut my hair. Uh, Usually there are some magazines to
Oh,
read
yes,
it
that's right.
while you are waiting to
And don't
your
get
turn.
worried.
So yeah, so I remember that uh, I just watch, don't read it, but yeah, people usually uh, write letters to magazines. I don't know why.
Okay. And what topics do you people write about? I don't know if you have any idea about
I
it.
I remember that the stories were about personal histories, health, sports, and sometimes claims.
Mhm.
But
problems
I don't know
also.
why those why those people writing letters to magazines. So I think they don't pay attention. But
Okay. Thank
anyway,
you very much. And we are going to read the story, and this is the story. But before to start to reading, this is about the ones that we can find in those magazines that you mentioned. And
yep.
what do you think the story is about? And here we are going to talk about Alexa. And you have
Alexa.
you are going to predict what happened to Alexa. What do
Mm,
you think?
I think Alexa. I don't know. Maybe
Want to do this
she
one?
she
Another
writes a letter to a magazine explain I don't know a problem or a claims or a
one? Okay,
situation that she had
maybe.
in a specific time.
Okay, but now we are going to see.
Okay.
And it's the letter from our readers. Last week we asked you to send in stories about an unforgettable experience. Reader Alexa
Mm,
Star wins a weekend for two at the Sun Valley Spa for his letter. And I want, we have a short paragraph, and I want that some of you do it, but you are going to read just a paragraph aloud. This is the first thing that we are going
okay.
to do. Do you want to start? Like to start right
Yeah,
now?
no problem.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, their city life. A funny thing happened last Saturday afternoon. I went to the mall to meet my friend Sammy. I was a bit early, so I decided to have a snack and a drink.
Okay,
Continue.
thank you very much. And
Okay.
another student that want to participate, you can do it. This is the opportunity,
Uh,
guys, to participate.
okay, me teacher.
Okay, do it.
Okay. I went to a
Continue
new
with this.
cafe. Yeah, I went to a new cafe called the Metro. It was a little expensive, so I just got a soda. It was really crowded, but I found a table and sat down.
Okay, thank you very
Then,
much. Who wants to continue? Don't
if you want,
volunteer.
I can continue, no problem.
Okay, okay, do it.
Then a guy came over and said, "Is this seat free?" He was Georgios. So I said, "Sure." Anyway, he had a cup of coffee and a sandwich. He drank the coffee and ate half of the sandwich, and then he left. I was hungry, so I ate the other half.
Okay,
then,
stop, stop.
then,
Thank you very much.
okay,
Stop there. And I want that another guys continue, please.
me, teacher,
Hello. Okay, do it.
me.
Okay, do it.
Then, then a few minutes later, he came back. He was on his cell phone, so I didn't explain about the sandwich. I just left. I was so embarrassed. But things
Okay,
got
finish.
worse. I met my friend Sammy about 15 minutes later, and she said, "Let's go and meet my cousin Josh. He just called me from the Metro Cafe. And yes, it was the same
The
guy.
same guy.
Okay,
Yeah, so
that's
funny, right?
unusual. Yeah, that's unusual.
Okay. Well, and I don't know if you pay attention while you were reading aloud, you were paying attention that the story is in past tense, right? And here we can see that we have some verbs. And for example, this one, happened, is in past tense. Can you tell me if you identify if it is regular or irregular verbs?
It's regular.
Okay, it's regular. We can see that this one ended in ed. And if you remember, in the
Yeah,
last classes, we were talking about this one, right? And also the
yeah,
pronunciation, you have to pay attention about the pronunciation of verbs, specific with regular. And here
yeah.
we have another one. We have went, and
But this is a irregular verb.
this is irregular verb, yes. And here we have another one, meet, but in this case, well, we are talking about
It's
past
in
tense,
present.
but it's present, right? Because of the sentence
Yeah,
is in past. And here we have also the verb to be in past tense. Here we have
yeah.
another one cited. This is
Irre-
in
that's regular.
regular, regular, okay?
Yeah,
And we can continue, and you are going to see that is in past tense. Why I am mentioning this? Because it's very important that you identify the, the, the tense, right? And of course, if we are talking about a
yeah.
story, already happened, and then we are talking about past tense. And guys, we are going
Okay.
to do something. We are going to practice um, a technique, a reading technique that is very helpful to interpret um, paragraph, and in this case, the story, right? And we are going to practice the scanning technique. This is the name.
Scan,
And I don't know if you have any idea
scanning.
about this technique, or I don't know if you
I
already
just
listen
I,
about.
I just heard but I just heard about it, but if you
Yeah.
can explain to us, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay. And the scanning technique is used when you want to identify a specific information from the reading. And in this case, after you read, you're going to have time to read it by your own. And then we are going
Yeah.
to practice this technique, and we are going to do an exercise. And you have the story, but you are going to just take a specific information. For example, if I say in this moment, okay, I want that you read the paragraph, the second paragraph, and identify the verbs that are included in the paragraph in past tense. Can you do it, please? Andres, can you do it?
Yeah, just the verbs. Just the verbs.
Yes. Listen, identify the verbs in past tense that are included in the paragraph, in this paragraph.
Uh, yeah. Went, was,
Okay.
uh, got, got, was,
Was,
um, crowded, and
yes.
found, and sat,
Found,
and sat,
sat. Okay, can you see
found, and sat. Yeah,
that you are not paying attention about the other vocabulary, right? You just go and take
yeah,
the specific information that I ask you, and I told you, okay, identify the verbs in past tense. You do it. And then we don't pay attention about the rest of the test. And this is a
yeah,
scanning technique, identifying a specific information. And in this you are
Mm.
going to have the thing that you are looking. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know if you get the meaning of or well how you can use the reading technique. Did you get the
Yeah.
idea?
Yeah.
Got the idea?
Yeah. Yeah, miss.
Okay. Now I want that you read by your own. Then we are going to do an exercise.
Okay.
And please, while are you reading, please underline the verbs in past tense, right? We already mentioned this one. Andres mentioned the verbs in past tense here. And you're going to read and just underline. This is important that you identify it because we are talking about verbs in past tense.
Okay, miss.
Did you finish,
Can you
guys?
repeat the
What?
I just underline the
The verbs.
verbs in past, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you finish to read
Uh,
all the story?
yeah.
Okay. Yes, because you have time to do it, right? Well, 5 minutes. Okay, now
No problem.
we are going to do this exercise. And you're supposed to read the letter again. You do it. The first one aloud, and then you do it by your own. Now you are going to match
Okay.
the two parts of each sentence. We have these sentences, and then you are going to match with this one. And we have an example. Number one, Alexa got to the mall early before her friend Sammy. So, match with this one.
She
She
decided.
decided
She decided
to
to go
go
to
to
a
a
cafe.
cafe. Okay. Andres, read number two and then match with the sentence here. And tell, read it, please.
Yeah. The cafe was expensive, so she only bought a drink.
And then
Yeah.
it's
Letter
letter
B.
B.
Letter B.
Okay.
Yeah.
And continue. The other
Uh,
one that
the
want to continue.
me
Okay.
teacher.
Okay. Say.
Uh, the cafe. The cafe was very crowded, so she. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. I don't remember.
Okay. You can give a brief.
Um, yeah, it was really crowded, but she found a table and sat down. Put the exercise again, please.
Okay. The cafe was very crowded, so
So uh, I think letter letter G.
letter
Letter
G.
G.
A
Yeah.
guy sat down at her table. Yes. And number
Yeah.
four, the guy
Number four,
ate half
the
of his
guy.
sandwich and then
Uh, he left. Letter A. He left the cafe.
the guy ate half of his sandwich and then he left the cafe.
Cafe. Yeah.
Okay, read number five, please.
Alexa ate the rest of the guy's sandwich because she was hungry.
Was hungry.
Hungry.
Yes. And I'm going to do this one. Number 6. When the guy came back to the table,
She
he
she she got
got
embarrassed
embarrassed
and left.
and left. Okay, the last one.
Last later, Alexa met Sammy's cousin, and it was
Okay.
the guy from the cafe.
It's so funny, right? And it's on.
And he told Alexa, "Hey, you pay my sandwich, please."
Maybe. Okay.
Guys, we have to continue the lesson D. A funny thing happened. So we have the exercise number 2, writing. He said, she said. Remember that before we just read a letter sent to a magazine. So in this part we have another part of that letter. So letter A. Look at the rest of Alexa's letter where Alexa writes about what people said. She includes quotations, correct the punctuation, and use the information in the note. You can see in this part is the rest of Alexa's letter where she, if you, Esther, can you help reading this part, please? Just reading, no problem.
Tammy said, Alexa, this is my cousin Joseph. He said,
Yeah,
how are you? All the, all
yeah,
the,
yeah,
oh,
or
okay.
yeah, yeah,
He said, we met a few minutes ago. Tammy said, oh, good, you know each other. So are you hungry? I said, no, I'm not. He said, yes, I am. I'm very hungry. It's difficult, teacher, because
yeah,
it doesn't have
because
a
we don't have a
comma,
punctuation.
semicolon.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's what uh, I want to you notice in this part of the letter because it's difficult to read it without punctuation.
Doesn't
So,
have a sense.
excuse me?
Doesn't have a sense when
Yeah, because we
reading
don't
it.
have pauses, but here we have a header. Note, if you can watch on your page 115 and 25, sorry, 125, you can open your book and you can notice that we have a help note where explain punctuation with speech. uh, First, use quotation marks around the things people said. So the second one, use a comma after said, and use a capital letter to start a quotation. For example, a guy said, comma, open quotation marks, and you have to put a capital letter to start a quotation. So a guy said, is this seat free? And close a quotation mark. I said, comma, sure, around with quotation marks. So in this part, we have to uh, correct the punctuation with commas, with quotation marks, and capital letters. So please complete this exercise on your notebook, please,
Okay,
and
teacher.
take your time to complete it. If you have any question, don't worry, ask me. And after that, we check the answer.
Okay, teacher.
Okay? Okay. That's it?
Yes.
Okay. We have the answer here. You can notice that we have uh, capital letters, commas, quotation marks, and if you want, you can read it and you notice the difference to read without punctuation. So just read. Sammy said, Alexa, this is my cousin Josh. But uh, previously, previously, without punctuation, you said, Sammy said, Alexa, this is my cousin Josh. He said, how are you?
Oh,
But he said, how are you? But here you make a pause. He said, how are you? With a question mark. I said, comma, hello. He said, we met a few minutes ago. And Sammy said, oh, good. You know each other. He said, so are you angry? I said, no, I'm not. But he said, yes, I am. I am very hungry because Alexa ate the another half of sandwich of Josh
the
sandwich.
guy.
Do you remember?
Yes.
But you can notice that punctuation is very important to understand
Made it.
the
Made a
conversation.
difference. Made a difference,
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah, that's right. Because it's not the same read it in these ways with punctuation. Okay.
Yes.
Eh, any question?
Um, no question,
But
but
remember,
I
if
I
you
noticed,
can,
teacher.
yeah,
Sorry. Uh, for
no problem.
example, I said, comma, sure,
I said,
with
yeah.
quotation, but before the quotation is a period.
Yes, because it's the ending of the
Yes.
sentence.
Sentence.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we have to continue the lesson with exercise 3, listening and speaking, funny stories. So in this case, we have to pay attention and listen to an audio where it said Miranda and John tell part of a history, but you have to pay attention because you have to choose and circle the correct information. You can notice in this part, for example, number 1, Miranda was at work or in a store. So it she tells in the audio. So pay attention and choose the correct answer.
Okay.
So just listen, please.
Okay.
Page 115. Lesson D. A funny thing happened. 3. Listening and speaking. Funny stories. A. Listen to Miranda and John tell part of a story. Circle the correct information. Miranda.
About a month ago, I was in a department store with a friend of mine. It was after work. Anyway, my friend loves shopping, and I don't. I hate shopping. Anyway, I was really tired, and she picked up this sweater and said, "What do you think? Do you like this sweater?" And I didn't like it. So I just said, "Ugh, it's horrible. The colors are awful. Who buys sweaters like that? Yuck."
Okay, this is the first history. So I just pay pause because we have to answer this, choose the correct information. So Esther, for number one, if you pay attention, you know that Miranda was
In a store.
in a store. Okay, very good. And the second one,
Oh, me, teacher.
yeah, no problem.
Um,
Her friends,
loves.
yeah, her friend loves shopping, but Miranda hates
Hey,
shopping. Yeah, hates, but her friend loves. So the third one, please.
they look at a sweater.
A sweater. That's correct. Okay. And the last one. Please, Esther, help me.
Miranda didn't like the colors.
Yeah, didn't like the colors. Okay, that's correct. So we have to pay attention for the second history about John. Okay, listen please and try to answer the correct. Choose the correct information.
John,
I remember one time I was in fifth grade, so I guess I was 10 or 11 years old. Anyway, my mom and dad had people over for dinner, but they weren't friends. It was, um, it was my dad's boss and his wife. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, my dad's boss said to me, "So, you have a new teacher at school?" And I said, "Yeah, she's not very nice. I think she's mean and I don't like her." So, anyway, I went to school the next day, and when I saw my teacher,
Okay, this is the second story. So for the first one, John was 10
10.
years old.
10
Yeah,
about.
that's correct. The second one, please, sir, can you, if you pay attention, this was some typical,
His
but
his father's boss.
yeah,
Um,
his father boss came for dinner.
dinner. Yes.
So the third one,
Uh, John and the man talk about school.
talk about school. Yeah, that's correct. And John
John
like or
didn't like his new
didn't
teacher.
like the new teacher. But if you notice, the history uh, have non-complete information. So we have to choose the best ending for each story. For example, number one, Miranda's story. What do you think after she told her friend that she didn't like the color of the sweater? What do you think? Uh, what do you think about that conversation? And
And
we have two options. Letter A. Then my friend said, "Actually, I both won last week." And B. The clerk say, "Do you like the season colors?"
um,
Can, can you guess the
letter B. For me, the
letter?
ending is letter B. The girl said, "Do you like this season's colors?" And she
Just
didn't
remember,
like it. Huh?
yeah, but just remember that Miranda said that sweater that's awful because
Mm-hmm.
she didn't like the colors. But we have to figure it out right now. Just pay attention. Excuse me. For number two, John history. We have two options. Two. My number letter A. My teacher said, "You look tired. Were you up late last night?" Or letter B. My teacher said, "I hear you met my father last night."
Letter B.
Letter B.
For me,
Okay.
letter B.
Letter B. Okay. Just listen the rest of history, please, and we have to discover why
If
what is the best ending for each story.
okay.
Page 115. 3. Listening and speaking. Funny stories. B. Choose the best ending for each story. Circle A or B. Then listen and check your guesses.
About a month ago, I was in a department store with a friend of mine. It was after work. Anyway, my friend loves shopping, and I don't. I hate shopping. Anyway, I was really tired, and she picked up
Okay.
this sweater and said, "What do you think? Do you like this sweater?" And I didn't like it. So I just said, "Ugh, it's horrible. The colors are awful. Who buys sweaters like that? Yuck." My friend was very quiet. Then she said, "Actually, I bought one last week."
Yeah,
I
letter
felt
A.
so bad. It was awful.
I
Okay, you can notice that the correct uh,
Mhm.
ending was letter
Yeah,
A.
because the Miranda's is not exactly Miranda's. It was about her friend.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. But the next ending, just pay attention, please.
I remember one time I was in fifth grade, so I guess I was 10 or 11 years old. Anyway, my mom and dad had people over for dinner, but they weren't friends. It was, um, it was my dad's boss and his wife. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, my dad's boss said to me, "So, you have a new teacher at school." And I said, "Yeah, she's not very nice. I think she's mean and I don't like her." So, anyway, I went to school the next day, and when I saw my teacher, she said to me, "Hi, John. I hear you met my father last night."
Um,
Okay,
I guess it. I guess
so
it. Teacher.
yeah,
Mm.
that was correct. But yeah, that's uncomfortable that talk about his new teacher, and she was the daughter of his father's boss. So I think that that semester John was terrible. So
Yes.
okay, guys, we have another funny story. So I need to one of you read this story, please.
Okay, teacher. I want to try.
Okay, read it and pay attention because after the read it, we have to answer some questions, some exercise about this story. Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Um,
go ahead.
read the test. Two Americans were traveling in Spain. One morning, they came into a little restaurant for lunch. They didn't know Spanish, and the waiter didn't know English. They were going to tell him that they wanted some milk and sandwiches. At first, they pronounced the word
Pronounced.
milk several times. Then they spilled it, but the waiter could not understand them. At
Okay.
last, one of them took a piece of paper and began to draw a cow. He was finishing his drawing when the waiter looked at it and ran out the rest. You see, said one of the travelers, what a pencil can do for a man who has language difficulties in a foreign country. The waiter was back again some time after, but he brought no milk. He put down in front of the two men 2 tickets for a bull fight.
For a bullfight. Yeah, remember that in Spain, a bullfight uh, are that I don't know if you know what is a bullfight. Do you know?
Uh, on the
No. In Spain, where people go out to the streets and they wait that a bull run through streets, and so the watcher uh, told that the Americans, want to go to
two,
watch or
yeah.
stay in to be part of a bullfight, but
Oh,
they just want milk and sandwiches. Do you got it?
oh. Mm-hmm. Now,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Here, you can notice that in bold words that there are verbs in past forms. So we have an exercise here. Uh, Find this word in the text. These are the verb in simple present, and we have the right, the past
Past.
form. Yeah, the past form come. If you notice in the text here, come is came, so we have to write came, came. Okay. Uh, After that, for the second one, we had want. What do you think is the past form of want?
Wanted.
Wanted. We have here wanted. Want. Okay. We have pronouns.
Nouns.
This is our regular verb, just adding uh,
Ed.
at the end. Yeah. Pronounced. Spelled. This
Yeah.
we got it
Record.
here. Spelled. Can the past tense is could. Could. Sorry. Could. Could remember that L not pronounced in this word. Just the could. Take. The past of take is
To.
over here. Took.
To.
So we are right. Took. Uh, Begin. The past form
Began.
is began. Began. Okay. The past form of look
Look. Look.
is look. Look. The past form of the wrong
Oh.
is rang. Rang over here. Yeah. The past form of say,
Said.
said. Yeah. Said. Bring,
Brought.
roll. And the last one, put,
Put.
put. Okay, that's correct. Okay. we have and other exercise here where match the word with picture. So for this,
This is a
what,
waiter, teacher.
yeah, this is a waiter. We have to put it here. Why don't
At the left.
wait? Okay,
At the left.
at the left. Left, right. Sorry. And this
Travel. Traveler.
tra travelers. Okay, travelers. Here
Um, pronounce.
pronouns. That's correct. Well, I think it's the correct, but we'll check it out later. And this one
Spell.
is pen. Okay. Here understand. Right? Understand. This is what
Um,
I'm talking about before. Bullfight.
pronounce.
Bullfight. Okay. Just the
Ticket. Ticket.
yeah ticket. It is for this one, and this is a foreign country. Okay. Okay. For next one, we have to write false, true or false. So for the first one, two Americans were traveling in Italy. True or false?
Two Americans were traveling in Italy. False.
False. Were traveling. Were they traveling? Spain.
Spain.
Yeah, false. The second one, they came to a
Came to the
to the cafe
cafe for
for
breakfast.
breakfast.
False.
Are you
They
sure?
were for lunch.
Okay, that's correct. False. Okay, the third one.
False. They know Spanish.
Yeah, they didn't know Spanish. So true.
They no. They were they
They didn't
the
know Spanish.
travelers. The
Yeah, the
travelers.
travelers didn't know Spanish.
No.
Just
And then
speaking English.
the
So
waiter
yeah,
speak
but
Spanish.
here pronoun is they. They is referred to Americans. They. So they didn't know Spanish.
Mm.
For
For
that
me,
reason, we have to draw a cow in a piece of paper.
mm, yes, yes, teacher.
Yeah, got it. Yeah,
Yes.
and the fourth, men
And
wanted
wanted
coffee with
coffee
milk
with milk and sandwich.
and sandwiches.
False. Milk and sandwiches.
Are you
No
sure?
coffee. No coffee.
Yeah, that's right. Just milk and sandwich. Okay. The number five. Yeah, this is the
True.
another one. The- yeah,
So
that's
that
true.
is true.
America began to draw
Yes, true.
cow. Yes, true. And the last one. The waiter
False.
brought meat and pasta.
False.
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 Okay. And
Tickets,
the
teacher.
last
Tickets.
yeah, tickets. And the
I
last
like it.
exercise. Complete the sentences with the words. So uh, here, what do you think is the correct
Children.
word?
The number one. Offered him the menu. Waiter. Waiter.
Waiter offer him a menu. The second one.
Spell.
Spell. Okay. I have two
Tickets.
tickets. That's correct. Number 4.
This is Paris. Travelers.
Yeah. Children
Couldn't pronounce. Can't understand.
yeah, understand this task. The number 6. The show when the man
When the
can kill
man
the bird
can
is
kill
called
a bullfight.
a bullfight. That picture. And the number 7. Italy is
Italy is a foreign country.
yeah. And the last one. People
People pronounce unknown words.
pronounce. Okay. Okay. Just finish. I think all of
Check.
them are correct, but finish.
Um,
Check my answer. And yeah, that's correct, 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 and correct. Well done. You have a 10.
welcome.
This is
10.
your final. This is your final grade to this semester.
Okay.
So congratulations.
Thank you. I
Okay,
am
guys.
content.
Just to finish the class.
Funny. A funny story, teacher.
Yeah.
A funny story.
Just to finish the class, I would like to close the class. We'll wrap up. Uh, Please go ahead and tell me a funny story on your own. So I don't know. It's just a short funny history. It's not necessary that it was a long history. Yeah, just a short something funny that happened to you. But
Um,
remember that you have to relate it with past
what's next?
past performance. Okay?
Just the one that comes to my mind right now. It was that I was walking on the street
Yeah.
and suddenly I saw an old woman. The old
Yeah.
woman was selling vegetables and was carrying on her head
Yeah.
a basket. I
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. A basket.
And then I think that she listened a message or an audio, I don't know, and
Yeah.
she started to answer the phone, teacher.
Yeah.
And she forgot that she had the basket on her head, and then and she looked her cell phone,
Yeah.
and she was walking at the same time.
Yeah.
And in front of my house, there is I don't know how do you say, túmulo. And,
Yeah.
and, and then
I stop. I
she,
stop. Yeah.
stop. And then she continued walking, but suddenly the stop was like this one. And then she fell, she fell down, and the basket was over the
She didn't
floor.
watch her steps.
Yes, she
So
didn't. And it was funny for me because the first
because
time,
she wasn't you.
yes, but no, but it was funny because uh, I, I didn't know that she fall down, and I
Ah.
thought that just
And you helped her. No.
yes,
Or,
yes,
or just or just
I helped
or
her,
just
but I was trying to smile, and but
you are
I
laughing.
helped.
you are you are laughing me while you are helping her.
And then a child took an apple, and I say, stop. But the boy started running and with the
with
apple.
with a an apple. Yeah.
Yes, but I help her, teacher. I help her
Yeah, that,
to pick it up all the. And I say, next time, take care. I say,
watch your step.
watch your step.
Okay, thank you, Esther. That was a really funny history, but
It's
yeah,
common. This is common
yeah,
to
yeah,
see.
because people usually check their cell phones and don't watch their steps, so usually happens. But thanks for all of us to show out in this class. This was all for today, and I hope you uh, watch later. Okay,
Okay,
so
thank you very much, teacher. I have
thank you,
learned a lot.
thank you, and have a good day.
Okay, you too, teacher.
See you around.
See you.